I actually do I want to share something because now I realize that this is being recorded and this might be
Yeah.
beneficial to somebody else. I want to share with you why we're here today. So the original plan for me, I was going to finish the Quran and then give my Shahada, right? But what happened is this. I'm on what's called a monk mode. Are you familiar with that?
Nah.
So essentially, like a little monk mode, it's like a protocol where every day I have do's and don'ts, things that I absolutely cannot do and things that I need to do. And for that, two of those things is no weed and no porn or masturbation. And weed is that one was the biggest that one's been the biggest one for me. And so these last few days I've been on the monk mode. I've not been smoking. And first of all, alhamdulillah, because I've been praying for the strength to get over this, to not be able to
Alhamdulillah.
smoke, and it's happened. But what happened last night is when you smoke for so long, your body gets accustomed to going to sleep
Yeah.
high. And now that I'm not, it's insanely difficult for me to sleep. So last night
Mm.
I didn't fall asleep until 5 a.m. And
Wow.
I called Mufi today. No, I'm sorry, on that day, and I told him in the morning, in between the hours of 1 a.m. to 5 a.m., I felt Shaitan trying to really impose his will
Mm.
on me. The temptations and the desires that I had been okay with the last 2 days, in those
Mm.
4 hours, it just hit me immensely. So then
Mm.
I get through it, I fight it, and I wake up. I like guided meditations, but then come to
Mm.
find out there's like Islamic versions of it, which is cool because there's like Islamic versions of guided meditation or like even
Mm.
lo-fi music when I do my work. And as soon as I finished the meditation, my intuition was just talking to me, and I told Mufi, this is the same intuition that told me to go to the mosque and figure these things out. And
Mm.
I texted Mufid. I was like, I want to do this today. Something is telling me to do it
MashaAllah.
today. I don't need to wait until I finish the Quran. I'm gonna finish it
Mm.
anyway. So
Inshallah. Inshallah. That's
and
wonderful.
uh-huh.
That's something very inspiring. Again, I think I've been on monk mode since I became Muslim, and alhamdulillah, you know.
And
But
that's seriously what I've learned as well. I'm sorry to interrupt, but
yeah.
something that I learned that first day that I went to the mosque, because I've been to Catholic church, and when I was in middle school, we would go to a church on Wednesdays. That it's like a small church right next to the big one, and sometimes I would have to go up and read the scriptures. And when I'm reading this, and in the Bible, I feel like I'm hearing a lot of stories, and then
Mm.
I have to kind of configure the message on my own and figure it out.
Right.
But when I went to the mosque, I was sitting in the back and I genuinely felt like I was just listening to someone telling me how to be a better human and how to
Mm.
live and lead a better life. And yeah,
Subhanallah. That's why I tell people when you're Muslim, you're the best version of yourself you can be. Because alhamdulillah, the distractions like porn, weed, alcohol, whatever, all of that you get away from, you realize how you can cleanse yourself. You eat healthier. We don't eat pork. We don't drink alcohol. We eat halal. I mean, that's something that for me, be very honest with you, man. Like from back in the days, how I was going, even my own teachers told me you're not going to live to see past 21. Like can you imagine my teacher would tell me that because the stuff I was, and most of the people that I grew up from those days are either dead or locked up for life. So Alhamdulillah, when I found Islam, even though again I'm from a Muslim household, but because I was kind of lost away from it, to me I found it and I accepted it and I started to walk that walk. And Alhamdulillah, when I found the way, it it cleared up so much for me. But Shaitan will attack you and try to distract you because that's his job. The worst thing you can do against Shaitan is to become Muslim because Shaitan's whole job is to take you to the hell. So, yeah, that's true. And I think that's wonderful that instead of giving in to the temptations of Shaitan, you stepped on Shaitan and you said, you know what? I'm going to even speed up my timeline to accept Islam. That's wonderful. Now, again, we have a lot of people that are from the Latino background, from SoCal or wherever else that are watching. If you want to give a message, I think it'll be good to hear from you.
I think the first message to anybody is be curious and ask questions and figure things out, especially with the way that things are today and with social media, it's so easy to propagate a message that's not really true. You have to dive deeper. That's one. And also, I think another message would be to stay committed. because there were many times throughout these last months where I could have definitely just slacked off, and my commitment being where it is the reason that I'm here today and accepting my shahada. If I was not committed, and if I wasn't patient, I wouldn't be on this call today.